War Secretary Pete Hegseth is praising the Trump administration's effort to put America first in its policies. Hegseth spoke at the annual Reagan National Defense Forum, highlighting similarities between President Trump and former President Reagan. According to Hegseth, multiple administrations after the Cold War did not put America first in their policies. NTD's Arian Pazdar has the highlights.
Their America Last bipartisan consensus is done. It is finished. Under President Trump's leadership, after decades of disastrous decisions by this nation's self-appointed so-called foreign policy elite, we're once again putting American interests first.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth highlighting the Trump administration's policies in putting America first. On Friday, President Trump unveiled a national security blueprint in which he describes China as a central threat to the U.S. Hegseth touched on the topic as well. He says Washington isn't aiming to overpower China, but rather defending its own interest.
It's our job to make sure Beijing sees unquestionable U.S. military strength that, if necessary, can back up our national interests. Even as we make clear our peaceful intentions, we insist that, as a Pacific nation ourselves, China respect our long-standing interests in the Indo-Pacific.
He also touched on the issue of America's support for its partners. Hegseth criticizes the fact that previous administrations seem to overly focus on defending its partners, like Ukraine, instead of putting America first.
We will actually, for real, get our allies and partners to step up and do their part. We will no longer tolerate free riding. President Trump has shown the way with his historic leadership that yielded the commitments at NATO's Hague Summit. There, NATO committed to spend 5% of GDP on defense.
The U.S. recently changed its policy on support for Ukraine. Instead of donating weapons directly to Kiev, Washington now sells them to NATO, which then sends them to Ukraine. Arian Pazdar, NTD News.